To the final day of the Big County Birdwatch
Oh, it's quite sad.
2025.
Quite sad. Oh,
It is sad,
it
but
is.
it's been a really, 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 really good event, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been amazing. Absolutely blooming amazing.
And yes, we're probably both a bit tired. I'm a bit tired. That's not really down to the Big County Birdwatch. It's down to Rory McIlroy. I'm going to blame him because I'm not into golf, but I watched it last night, and then it went to a playoff hole, and then it was kind of by the time I got ready for bed and stuff, about 1:30, and then I got up at 5:45, which wasn't very clever, really, was it?
No, but you're looking good on it, may I say?
Well, I'm looking, which shows really how bad I normally look because on four and a half hours sleep, I don't look any different to normal. So this is it. It's like, ooh.
Oh, it's brilliant.
But
Oh, well done. No, yeah, final day. It's been
yeah,
cracker. Absolute
yeah,
cracker.
been really good. I mean, normally we feel drained, and to be fair, I still feel quite. I could do day five. Should we do day five?
Do you know what? You know what's going to happen tomorrow? There's like nothing.
Well,
We'll probably have to go out birding.
that's a good idea. Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to join us, we're going to be at the following location.
No,
No,
we're not. No, we're not.
no, we will have. I think I'm going to wake up in the morning and be like, it's gone, but it won't
Yeah.
be long before it's back again. It'll be back again next autumn. So yes, looking forward to it already. We've had a good day, haven't we?
We have. Yep. I'm looking forward to a lay in tomorrow morning.
Well, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Although
But
I
yeah,
can't do that because I've got to be up early because I've got people coming around to do stuff at the house. But there we go. So yeah, it's been a good day. Another good day's weather. I mean, if you look back at the first video when we first started, and in the colour of us both now, we've been out in the sun for 4 days. We have been so lucky. We really
yeah.
have.
And the weather's breaking tonight. I mean, how
Yep.
lucky are we?
Yeah, definitely. So great weather, great company. Superb attendance across all the walks, which has been really good. And we've seen quite a lot of birds as well. I'll
Yeah.
tell everyone now we haven't got the portal totals up to date, just haven't had the time to do it.
No.
But we will get it up to date later on in the week, and we'll try and publish something on the website or on social media just to let people know, like a picture or something of what we're seeing. So
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be updated
Absolutely.
later. Right, good.
Loads of
Uh,
people watching. Loads of people watching tonight, Matt.
Excellent, good, good.
I'll just quickly run through before how we introduce our guests for tonight.
Yep, lovely.
So we've got Ron Colson said, "Good evening, all. Great couple of hours at Frinton Sea Watch. Thanks to Liz and Matt for leading, and you got his first swallow. So that's a little
Yep.
bit of a hint what's coming up in a minute."
And good to see
Mo,
you on too. Really good to see you, mate.
Mo, Dave, and Elaine are watching tonight from Wivenhoe. David C. It says, "Good evening, Steve and Matt." Michael Rumsby's watching. Susan Pembroke, thank you for a lovely walk today at Tiptree First Nightingale. Then we've got
Excellent.
Richard Chew, Tim Davis, Steve Entwistle, second night running. Evening, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Christabel's watching. Annette's watching next door in the room.
Hello there.
And then Rob Malcolm said, "Marvellous 4 day experience. Well done to everyone. Enjoyed every minute. Thank you all so much." And
Good
then
stuff.
Julie is watching. She says, "Good evening. Thanks for 4 amazing days of birding. Couldn't have wished for better. The whole team deserves a huge congratulations and special thanks for making all the attendees so welcome." And Paul Daughtry is watching. Evening all. Another good day. And then I'm going to stop because we could be
Okay.
here all night.
Okay, so very quickly, as always, if anyone does want to join in, obviously you need to be signed into YouTube on a Gmail account. So if you're not sure how to join the chat and you want to, you've just got to sign in with Gmail. And if you want to send us any pictures while we're going out live, we'll try and monitor them and show them later. Anything from the weekend at all doesn't have to be today, just the last 4 days. Only stipulation, it's got to be bird related from Essex. That's it. And you can send the pictures to ebwstalks@gmail.com. So I'll just leave that on the screen for a couple of seconds and
And
then we'll
probably,
bring
and
in.
probably I didn't mention it again. I'll mention it again tonight. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit the bell at the bottom of the screen. I think we've got a couple more subscribers since last night, so thank you for those. But yeah, give us a thumbs up and click on the bell.
Lovely. And we're bringing in a couple of guests
Hey,
who led the walks today. So they're going to be coming in hopefully. And well, in fact, when I press this button and get rid of the screen share, they might be here. That'd be magic, wouldn't it? Hold on.
be good if it works.
It might
Well,
work. Oh, hang on.
well, if
Oh,
you hit the
oh,
button.
we need a prolonged drum roll here. Look at that. I mean, that's
Oh,
magic, isn't
seamlessly done, Matt. Almost like it was meant to happen.
it? Hi, Simon. Hi, Liz. How are we
Hi,
doing?
Liz. Hi, Simon.
Oh, I think Simon's on mute.
I'm not very
Hi.
good at lip reading.
Probably good job, really. How are
I
we
know
doing,
those
guys?
sorts of words. How you doing,
Another good
guys?
day. Another good day.
Yeah, very good. Had a lovely day.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
lovely day.
So we're going to start off, I think, with the first walk, which is the Frinton walk. So I know, Liz, you've got a few pictures. So what I'm going to do very quickly, hold on, I've got this totally not prepared. Here we go. I'm going to get, because I've got a couple of pictures, that's all. To be fair, I took two pictures at Frinton, which probably bodes not very well for what we're about to talk about, but it was good. I actually enjoyed it. It was good fun, really good fun. So I'm going to make you a co-host as well, Liz. Bear with me. Here we go. So Liz, you'll be able to share your pictures in a moment, but I'm very quickly before you start, because I'm sure yours is going to be much more exciting than mine. Um, a group shot first of all. There were six of us turned up at Frinton, and it was a 7 o'clock start, so quite an early start, and the weather was lovely. Um, but the sea was calm and there wasn't much breeze, and it was also quite sunny as well. So probably not ideal conditions for sea watching, but we still had a few bits and bobs, which I'm sure Liz will cover in a second. So that's the group shot. And then the only bird picture I took, we had a couple of wrens and dunnocks and robins and so forth, and they were kind of doing battle in the bushes, weren't they, Liz?
Yeah, kind of a sing off.
Yeah. And I just managed to get a shot of one of the wrens just having a sing off, cocktail, a little bit of attitude as they always have, and that was quite fun to watch and listen to. So yeah, that was my pictures, I'm afraid. But Liz, if you can share any that you took, that'd be great, and maybe talk us through the birds we saw this morning.
You know,
Lovely, because I can't remember because it's been that long a weekend. Excellent.
slightly different angle of the group.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I think the next. Oh, where's it gone? Looks remarkably similar.
It's exactly the same picture.
God, there must have been two doing that.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. They were in stereo, but yeah. Same bird, same moment, perhaps. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah, great. The two so close together, just having a sing off. And the dunnocks were doing the same.
Hmm.
We had blackcap and chiffchaff went through the bushes along the cliff top as well. Oh, two magpies. We refused to take the photo when there was only one.
Very wise. Very
Yeah.
wise.
The over recent years, herring gulls have started nesting on quite a lot of the seafront buildings, and so there was a kind of a background sound of the herring gulls through most of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of rooks went over.
Yeah, picked
and
them up
then
on call.
offshore.
You picked them up on call, didn't you? Sorry, it was the
Yeah,
fact that it was just sort of like that horrible, droll call they make. It's not horrible. I apologise to all rooks out there, but it's quite a distinctive call, isn't it? So
yeah.
that was good.
And then offshore we had oyster catcher, curlew, very distant group of brents. A couple of swallows went through, yellow wagtail. But my bird of the morning was coal tit,
Mm.
which again picked it up on call. And I'm pretty sure that's my first Frinton coal tit. And I've only lived here 30 years.
Is that not a continental one?
Well, I did wonder.
Just out of, I mean, I can't,
The light was horrible,
yeah.
but
They're
I
dark.
did
They're
wonder.
darker,
I
aren't
will
they?
look it up.
Are they darker?
More slaty back.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
really slaty. That looks really slaty back to me.
Yeah, I'm not
doesn't
sure
it?
if it's the light, but
Mm,
it's taken against the light. That's the problem.
Mm.
yeah. No, it looks.
I will have a proper look.
Yeah, it'd be worth a look. It looks good to me though.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, Liz picked it. Liz's hearing is better than mine, so Liz picked it up on call. and went up to have a look, and I kind of followed up, and I started hearing it when I was halfway there. But I didn't manage to get a picture of it by the time I got there. It was quite flitty, wasn't it, Liz?
Yeah,
So
very
you've done
mobile.
really well there. That's excellent. Well done.
No, well done. Looks good.
Mm.
And the other birds that we had a few med gulls going through.
Hey.
And I topped that off this
Oh,
afternoon. I walked along from Frinton to Holland Haven,
Oh, that's
um,
nice.
and there's at least 50 med gulls on the golf course,
wow.
Oh, wow.
and that's
Wow,
just
wow.
a small group of those.
So now we know where Steve's going tomorrow.
In fact, I'm off now. Good night, everybody.
Gonna take up golf.
Well, yeah, after Rory McIlroy, you know.
Well, yeah, you might as well, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that looks
brilliant.
really good,
Thanks,
though.
Liz.
Fab,
Yeah.
fab.
It was good morning, and the thing is, even if there's not an awful lot going, as I think in the chat earlier, I was hearing you guys chatting while we were prepping. There's still stuff happening, isn't there? So
Oh yeah.
you might think it's quiet, but if you actually did a list of what we saw and then ran through it, we had a few bits and bobs going past: yellow wags, coal tits, curlews, brink geese, oyster catchers, med gulls. It's a nice little list, and it was only a couple of hours. Plus, you're out in the sunshine. Plus, it's just something a bit different. So it was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. I didn't want to go, to be fair. I'd set an alarm for the Tiptree thing, and I was saying to you all, I don't want to go. I want to stay here for another hour or two. You never know what you're going to miss when you see watching, do you? But there you go. But go we had to do, and we'll come to the Tiptree one later on. But I think your walk started, was it 9 or 9:30, Simon?
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock we started, and
9 o'clock.
clear blue sky. Actually a bit dazzling for looking at the estuary at that time. It was just very hard. Everything was in shadow. So we sort of concentrated more on looking back towards the pit as we walked
There we go.
round. And there we are, being blinded. It was, very bright. The cloud as it came over helped.
Look at that.
But that
Oh my
was
goodness.
just when we started, and God dear, you couldn't look that way for long.
No, definitely not.
I mean, that's amazing weather for April, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy, really. You wonder what we're going to suffer with later.
Oh, don't. So if I click through, I don't know if I've done these in the right order for you, but if I click through the photos, Simon, maybe you can talk us through what we saw.
Yeah, can do. Well, there was quite a lot of waders. Heybridge off or the estuary off Heybridge Pit, always good for waders. Oyster catchers are one of the few, if not the only, breeding wader down that immediate area now. I'm not sure we've got red shank left, but these are noisy, raucous residents, and these couple were catching some rays on the side of a boat.
Nice.
What was it? We had somebody describe them as, was it a magpie carrying a carrot or something? I think
Something
someone,
like that, yeah.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, someone described them as, which I think was quite funny.
Yeah. So lots of warblers in. That was most evident. I had a walk Friday, I think it was, and it was clearly been a big arrival in the last few days. There was blackcap numbers have obviously been building for a little while, but all of a sudden there was sedge and reed warbler everywhere. There we are, sedge warbler, singing from the top of a bramble, and a few whitethroat. I did the silly thing of promising people their first lesser whitethroat of the year on our walk, and we duly walked round and saw or heard slightly less than one, which was a bit disappointing, really. But ironically, as I walked home later on in the afternoon, what do I hear? Lesser whitethroat.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But yeah, we had a lot of displaying sedge warblers, and that's a brent goose, as most people probably know. There was still quite a lot on the estuary, couple of hundred still, maybe.
Okay.
In sort of from Mill Beach all the way round up to Malden. Still probably hang on for another couple of weeks or more, I suspect. We usually more often get 100 into May. So
okay. If the weather were to turn quite quickly, would that sort of send them off, do you think, or is it just going to be a little bit longer before they go anyway, do you think?
I think the birds we're probably seeing now that are on the estuary are probably birds from further south, so possibly even French Atlantic coast birds, I suspect. So they're the latest through, and they're the latest to leave. But I don't know. They do hang on sometimes. Well into May, you'll still get 50, 100 around. So
Okay. It could be like a staging area, like a step in the journey sort of thing.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
What's the next picture? I don't know what the next picture is. There we go. Oh, that's not a bird.
Ah,
Oh, that's
they
nice.
are-
Oh.
that was the best bird of the walk. This cute little common or harbour seal or whatever you want
Oh.
had pulled
It's got
out.
eyebrows like mine.
Yeah. And he kept
He's
or
got
he
he's
or
got a belly
she
like mine. I thought I'd say it before anyone puts it in the chat. There you go, it's done.
he got a cute face like you as well, Matt.
Oh, thanks very much, Simon. Thank you.
But yeah, it was pulled out not that far from the sea wall, and just quite happy. And earlier on, when the sun was out, it was throwing shapes, and you know how they do, curl up like a banana does. And yeah, I guess it's one from Malency colony. They
Lovely.
breed round there, so yeah. So that was
Okay, I
nice.
think
Yeah, but bird of the walk that was.
the walk. I think the next picture might be. Yeah, was this on the walk or was this later in the day?
This was later. Unfortunately,
Okay.
everything happened before or after. A peregrine came onto the scene and kept flushing a huge flock of black-tailed godwit. Probably, yeah, certainly 1,500 to 2,000 black-tailed godwit. And this kept piling on through them. And eventually it got something. And it wasn't a black-tailed godwit. It was a starling. And unfortunately, it's not the best of photos, but it was indeed. Yeah, you can just sort of make out the
Yeah,
bill
make out the
shape.
starling.
The bill shape,
Yeah.
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 Cool. Okay. Oh,
So
poor
yeah,
starling, but at least the peregrine's gonna have a nice snack.
yeah, and that flew rapidly away, and all the black-tailed godwits were relieved, I think, after that. But they really had been, real murmurations as the peregrine went through the flocks.
Oh,
Quite
were they
something to see.
were they part? Obviously when a peregrine dies at starling, they kind of part, don't they? And then
Yeah,
were
they
they
were
on the-
doing it was
Ah,
pretty much like starling murmurations when a
yeah.
peregrine goes through them. Yeah,
Oh, fabulous. That
yeah.
must have been good to see, actually. Must have been
It
exciting.
it was interesting, and of course,
Mm,
black-tailed godwits have their alarm calls, so you
mm,
got all the pip 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 pips going on as well. So it was quite atmospheric, and
mm.
you're watching all these relatively large birds desperately trying to get out of the way of this speed merchant, and
Yeah.
they did, and he got a starling,
Oh,
which actually baffled me because I hadn't seen any starlings out on the marsh. So
okay.
just goes to show you don't see everything that's out on the marshes.
Okay. So if you hadn't seen any starlings, is starling on your list because you got this picture or not?
Yes, starling is on my list. So right,
This is the last picture. This is a lovely one. Talk us through this.
Oh,
yeah. Well, this was a surprise because I again after the walk I just had sat and had some lunch and I was on the way back, and over my shoulder I sort of heard these terns, and to be absolutely honest, it's a long while since I've heard Arctic tern, and you can tell them apart, but I don't think at that point I thought, oh, Arctic tern. But on behaviour, this group, very tight group of terns, came from the direction of Mill Beach, i.e. the east, came around the top end the bottom end, as we call it, of the pit, and carried on back onto the estuary and back out along the estuary, heading out to sea again. And as I was watching, I was thinking, I'm sure they're Arctic tern, but I thought I better get a few pictures.
yeah.
So this was the best one of the pictures, and it shows 6 of the 7 birds, and you can see all the features
Yeah.
on all of them. If
Yeah.
every bird has got different features showing, but that one in the middle definitely
Yeah.
shows it
100%. Yeah.
perfectly.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
Oh, superb. So did you get I didn't actually do a list for the Frinton Sea Watch. Did you do a species list, Liz, or not?
I have got a
We'll
species.
do one. I don't know if you've done one, Simon, for the Haybridge.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I can probably tell you how many species it was quickly. Hang on.
We'll get that, as I said earlier on, we'll get everything's up to date on the port as we can, and we'll put all the patch list totals and everything up online
Yeah,
and on
so
the website later in the week.
it's over 70 species. So
Good. That's really good.
so that wasn't bad. I mean,
Yeah.
there were things, yeah, we had knot, which was nice to see. Bar-tailed gobwhit, which was good to see.
Mhm.
Still a few dunlin around. So yeah, good variety.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, so it was a nice, pleasant walk, if a little, it seemed to be a little quiet, but I wouldn't actually say it was quiet. It's
Mm.
just being used to a site, you can get a bit blasé about it, can't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Richard Chew would have joined you, Simon, but apparently he forgot to set his alarm and he missed the bus.
Oh, oh dear.
Schoolboy error. And
Yep.
Christabel, who joined you this morning, she said, "Great morning at Haybridge. So many new birds for her. Thank you, Simon."
Good. Thank you very much. Coming along.
And then Julie Eggleton said, 12 minutes in the show before a mid goal was mentioned. It's a record.
Oh, we got mid goals as well. We had mid
Hey,
goals.
well done.
Yeah, we had a 4 mid goal probably, but try as we like, they will not stay a breed at Haybridge.
Okay.
You can sort of guarantee their behaviours. They fly in high, whiffle down, land on the water near where the black-headed gulls are, maybe hang around for a while, then they get on up, return, go round, back on the estuary. And the same, I reckon it's the same ones just doing a circuit, looking for somewhere to nest, but they will not nest at Haybridge. Don't know why.
This weekend, Tiptree's probably the only walk we've not had Medgoal. I bet we've had
Yes.
Medgoal on every
Yeah.
walk.
You've been very happy, Steve, haven't you?
I'm always happy, you know me.
Right, so we do some talking of Tiptree seamlessly. Here we go. Let's go into Tiptree quickly because that was the next walk. So on the way through, we thought we were discussing, weren't we, how many people we thought they would turn up?
Yep.
And we said maybe 15, possibly 20. And how many did you count? This isn't everyone, by the way, but how many did you count?
37.
37. Unbelievable. So
Yeah, because there's quite a lot of people in there that are not in there. So
yes, yeah, exactly. And everyone's looking nicely at the camera, apart from James Hudson, who's obviously spotted something more interesting than the camera. So that's
it looks like he's holding an ice cream.
So yeah, that was fantastic turnout, and again, lovely weather, and it's just a great site, isn't it, Tiptree?
It was really good, wasn't it? It was really good. Yeah,
really good. We picked up one of these over the car park, didn't we?
we did. I think we had over nearly 50 species there, which was pretty good going.
Yeah, very good. And there were several other buzzards through the morning as well. We probably had at least 5 or 6 buzzards, I would have thought, in total. And the nice blue sky, a little bit of cloud. It was lovely. And well, Steve, you tell us about this.
So this is Joan Pinch, who was the warden at Tiptree. She's not the warden anymore. She's retired. But probably, as some of you know, Tiptree Heath is one of the only places, or very few places in Essex, where all 3 species of heather grow. So here's Joan showing us all different 3 species, although, of course, it's not in flower at the moment. So they were a little bit like holding dead bits of branch, but very interesting.
Excellent. And we spent a little while kind of walking around the heather and gorse bushes, didn't we? Just having a look at bits and pieces and listening out for whitethroat and other things, which we did here. Yep, which is good.
Like you say, it's fantastic habitat there. Really, really good.
It's mega. You know, we haven't got pictures, but we heard whitethroat. We heard plenty of chiffchaff and willow warblers. There were a few willow warblers as well, weren't there?
Yeah,
which was nice.
Yeah.
But then this photo was kindly sent in by Paul and Kim Daughtry. And well, Simon, guess what we're doing here?
You're looking at a orange underwing moth.
Oh,
close.
Really? Very close.
Well,
very close.
close.
Liz, do you want to advance on that at all?
Light.
What Simon said.
Okay. Quite close, but this was well.
right.
Steve?
Yeah.
A
This is
green
your
vein
picture.
white.
Green vein white. Yeah, absolutely. So that was really smart butterfly. I don't know who spotted it. Was it you, or do you remember who spotted it?
It wasn't me. No, I don't know who it was actually, but well
Yeah,
done.
really lovely to see one. It's first one for me for the year, and I think for most of the group as well. So that was nice. And thanks again to Kim for taking the picture as well, because it's a good picture. I like that. And then we saw some of these, didn't we?
Yeah, Simon said black caps everywhere.
Mm.
Literally every bush and tree,
Mm.
males and females chasing each other around, singing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we managed to get some quite good views. I think everyone had really good views of these.
yeah, really nice. And then John Ward, he'd strolled a few steps ahead, and he picked out this little chappie in a field, which
Yep,
missile thrush. Um,
yep,
First one I've seen for a little while, and I don't know about
yep.
you guys. Have you seen many recently?
Yeah, we've got a few around Malden. They've definitely declined though.
Mm,
Much less obvious than they used to be. Saw some couple yesterday, I think, at Hazley, but
okay.
no, they are not as common as they were a decade ago.
No. I mean, this one was hopping around at the back of the field, and I think you did well to get a picture actually, Steve, because it was quite a distance away, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't quite heat hazy because it was quite warm.
Mm. But we did hear one singing a bit later on in the morning, which was nice as well.
Yep,
So
yep.
maybe this one, maybe another. Who knows? And then we had a couple of these, didn't we, as well, in the same field.
Yeah,
Yep,
yep.
a couple of stock dove, which I think they're a hugely underrated bird, stock dove. Really,
Mm.
if you look at that, it's this really pretty bird. It's got a lovely sweet face, dark eye, and the neck patch in the sun. The
Mm.
iridescent feathers were incredible.
I think pigeons generally are heavily underrated.
Mm.
You look at a wood pigeon, they're actually stunning birds.
Oh God, yeah, no, absolutely, they're lovely. So that was Tiptree, and yeah, as Steve said, I think we had over 50 species there because it's not a huge site, but there's still stuff there. We had sparrowhawk as well, a kestrel, we had a red kite fly over, and yeah, various other bits and bobs. So that was good fun. And then we moved on. Well, we kind of got some news about the tide, didn't we, at Mersey, and about a road
Yeah,
closure as well. So we had to make quick haste across to Mersey, but we did make it in time and
we did.
stopped for a bite to eat, which was also nice.
That was
And
very
then
good.
there's another good group at Mersey as well. It's just a few of us setting out on the walk. And well, what was the first bird we were going to go and try and see?
Well, we normally we always like doing introduction and all that sort of stuff, but literally there was a common red start that had been found by Andy Field earlier that morning. So, and it had just been seen. John Norgate had just seen it, so we hot-footed our way to the area. And I don't know who it was. Someone. Was it you that picked it out, Matt?
I think I picked it out briefly. Yeah, it flitted
Mm.
out. I kind of called it, and then I'm not kidding because I only had it through bins. It turned and flicked its tail, and there was so much red in its tail. I corrected myself briefly. I said, no, actually, I think it's a robin. And then I realised it was its tail. I didn't know, red star, and everyone tried to get on. I think a few of us got on it,
Yeah,
uh, but it was quite, it flitted back in again, didn't it? After literally 3 or 4 seconds.
yeah. It was pretty shy, wasn't it?
Mm, mm. But you had a view a bit later on, didn't you? We didn't get any pictures of it, unfortunately.
No.
But I think a few of the group got on the red start. But then we carried on towards the seawall, and this little chappie was singing away, wasn't it? And
Yeah, it was.
yeah, buried a little bit deep in the twigs, but you managed to get a shot of the common
You
white
know what?
throat. Right?
Just looked out the window here, and on our garage roof, we've got two red-legged partridges.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
they've just flown up out the field, and they just sat on the. I wish I could get me webcam. You could see it, but never mind.
a bit of live bird watching online. That would be
Oh
great.
wow, that's cool. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Carry
Oh,
on.
that's
White
okay.
throat.
Right, fine. So yeah, common white throat was nice. And then we kind of walked up and walked along. We were scanning the Borrow-dyke. The Borrow-dyke was completely full of water, wasn't it? Um,
Yeah, surprisingly, the fields were quite dry, but the
hmm,
Borrow-dyke was really almost overflowing.
yeah. And lots of Alexander were growing along there as well, which was good to see. And I think Steve, you got a picture of
A tufted duck, yeah.
a tufted duck. Yeah.
Another underrated bird,
You know what? It is. Yeah.
you know.
Lovely bird. And there was a couple of little grebes calling and diving in the Borodike as well. And then we scanned the salt marsh and walked up. We walked up to look for wheatear, didn't we? Unsuccessfully, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there was a few bits and pieces. We had this little chappie. He seemed a bit lost, didn't he?
He flew past one way and then flew back the other way.
And then flew
I
back
think
again.
he
Yeah.
needs to head to Heybridge to Simon's Brent Goose flock to.
Yeah.
Find the way home. Yeah. And then we had some nice views, a little egrets. One of them came quite close for a picture. What else did we have? We had red shank, we had common ringed plover, avocet. We had a couple of med goals to keep Steve happy. So yeah, it was good. It was a nice walk, and again a good group. So I thought we'd just sort of finish off with that picture there. Just a final picture of the event from the walks of a group of happy-looking people, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good fun. Good fun. Right, is there anything in the chat, Steve?
Let's have a quick look. Richard Chu said no med gun at Gunners Park on Friday. Now we didn't, but John Ward did.
Mm.
So technically it goes on the list. So that's why. And then Susan Pembroke said Gallywood Common regulars there. I presume that's on the Tiptree walk. She means.
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
And then that's it, I think.
Cool. Okay, right. I'm going to share a couple of pictures that have been sent in. Then
Yep,
I'm going to check emails. While I'm doing that, we're going to bring in a couple more people. So hold on. Let's just bring this first bit. In fact, actually, I'm going to bring people in first. Let's do that. Right, ready? So we're going to admit.
Chief Chaff calling outside now.
Steve, if you want to stop this and just go bird watching in the garden, please say. Just let me know.
Should have had the window open. It's quite good out here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi Ben, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, all good.
And we've hopefully got Paul and Jerry. So Jerry is the old society chair and now the vice chair.
Yes.
And Paul, big old drum roll for Paul, because Paul is the new chair for anyone that doesn't know.
Nice to see we've got Ben and Jerry.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry. You were both on the other night, and I said to Steve during the day, I really want to get a tub of ice cream, but I didn't do it yet.
Evening all anyway. Great to see everybody.
The ice cream wouldn't have lasted long enough to get to the show, to be fair.
You only need the tub, to be honest with you. It's fine.
Well, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So while we're waiting for Paul to join us, hopefully, I'm just going to check to see if there's any more emails come in. We have got a couple of emails, I think. Yes, looks like it. Oh, just one.
He's on.
Oh, Paul's on. That's excellent. So I'm just going to very quickly choose the best one of these, which is probably that one, because you can see a bit of color. Make sure I can share the screen. I can. So this screen share is probably going to be one of the last screen shares of the event. Hold on. Here we go.
Drum roll.
Oh, there it is. Right. So this is a photo sent in by Steve Entwistle, taken by Ed Bateman. And it's obviously of the female common redstart at Cudmore Grove today. So we didn't manage to get any pictures of it because it's such a fleeting glimpse, but Ed managed to get a picture earlier in the day. So yeah, lovely bird.
Well done, Ed. Well done, Steve.
Very nice.
Very much like a robin, just with a red tail, not red breast, but lovely bird. So thanks for that, Ed and Steve. That's great. Right, so we've got some pictures to share from Ben. Let's go with the first one. Why are you grinning, Ben?
No particular reason.
So the first picture, do you want to talk us through these? I presume, was this for a walk today?
Yeah, this was from today. So this is the Jack Snipe again. A better photo this time. I just wanted to make sure that you can actually tell it's a Jack Snipe this time. Still on the same island.
Yep.
If anyone's interested, if you go to what we call the bus stop, which is the wooden platform. If you go left in the split, that goes either right towards the boulder play area or left onto the wooden platform. And if you look back towards Purfleet Scrape, there's a small island behind the large major island, and it has 3 distinct tufts on it. And it's been around that small island for the last 3 days, if anyone's interested to go for that.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, it's a good shot there. Just remind people how early you've been getting up every day throughout the weekend, because you've been birding
My
kind of non-stop, haven't you?
my average time of getting to Rainham is about 6 a.m.
Mm.
That's good. That's impressive. Yeah, well done.
That is.
So next picture. This is a nice one.
Yeah, nice willow warbler. Had a little bit of a fall in the last 2 days. Had 7 yesterday and 8 today, and I think only one of the birds that I had today was the same bird that I had yesterday. So
Okay.
seems to be a few more of them coming through.
This is a really smart, fresh-looking bird as well, isn't it? With that
Yeah,
sort of lemony color eye stripe. Lovely.
yeah.
Yep.
And then we have
And
this.
here we go. Talk us through this.
Mhm.
Oh, it was amazing.
Uh,
I just
uh,
finished the seawall walk and was coming past the tip, and I pick up this weird flappy thing flying off of the tip towards me. And I was
Oh,
like, what's this? What's this? I thought it was like a large thrush at first. And I thought, oh, missile thrush or something like that, because we don't get
yeah,
them at Raynham. And I was like, that's orange and has a long beak.
yeah.
Um,
oh
and
man.
yeah, Hoopoe just flew straight over me, carried on going over the river. And I think it landed on Crayford Marshes around that area. But oh,
Wow.
what a rush.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Well, you know what? I mean, I think we were talking about the stone curlew being the bird of the weekend, weren't we, at the beginning of
Yeah,
the weekend?
it's just been gazumped.
I think it might have been. I think it might have been. I think this hoopoe is rather a
Oh,
special bird, isn't it? Yeah, very
Oh, I'm
good.
so happy. So
And
happy because I missed that one earlier, about 2 weeks ago, the bird that was there for 2 days. I dipped it 3 times across 3 days. So
oh,
to get this back, oh, so happy.
yeah.
you were composed enough to grab your camera and get some shots as well, weren't you? So yeah.
Composed is one word.
Shaking.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but obviously, after such a long and tiring weekend,
yeah,
you went back home,
yeah.
and I guess you had to have a bit of a rest, did you?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because your dad sent us a picture. This is your dad to blame. This isn't my fault. Your dad sent us a picture in, and this is just to show how hard Ben has worked this weekend. Because I think you're going to be top on the totals again. So well done, and you very much deserve this, Ben. Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, you're just zonked, aren't you? You're so tired, I
yeah.
guess. You just got
Yeah,
to zonk out. You almost did it yesterday, didn't you, Steve?
absolutely. Yeah, last
Yeah,
night I could have gone to bed before the show last night.
yeah, yeah,
Literally.
definitely.
Yeah. Uh,
So, going around the screen, obviously we've been joined by Jerry and Paul as well. So welcome,
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
welcome, welcome, and thank you both. Obviously, Jerry, you led a walk at Hanningfield on Saturday.
No med goals there either, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Source, Hanningfield.
oh,
You need to try harder next time, Jerry.
I think you're right. Yeah. Send some over.
and Paul, you've attended. I don't know how many walks over the weekend. You've been at loads of them, and you've been helping out, and putting people onto birds, and finding birds, and been so helpful. As have so many people. So thank you, very much for attending. How many walks did you go to?
Do you know what? I think it was 4, Matt, but it felt like
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
It
Well,
was busy,
if I
but
can
it was
just
thoroughly
say,
enjoyable.
I
yeah.
can just say something there, Paul, which that's only amateurish because Janet Avery did 10 walks.
I know.
Fabulous.
Well,
She came to Rabness, I think, on Saturday morning. I don't know where she was Friday. Then she came and joined us at Hanningfield and then disappeared off to Abberton and probably did something else after that.
well,
So
actually, we saw her this evening at Lower Brecon Causeway with Steve and Matt, and she was claiming that as her 11th walk.
11.
Wow.
Wow. Double
she
figures.
she
So,
she
well
did
done.
more than Matt and I.
Yep, definitely. So she's probably looking like Ben just looked in that last photo at the moment, I expect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a sneaky stop at Abberton, didn't we, on the way back through? We haven't shown any. We've got a couple of pictures of spotted redshank, and I got some very bad Arctic tern pictures. Because incidentally, Simon, there was a few Arctic tern dropped into Abberton as well.
Mm.
So it's that time of year, isn't it? They're
Seems
gonna.
there was
Yeah.
a bit of a movement. We had a few at Raynham today as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's all good. So going around the screen, I don't know, have we got any sort of highlights, any memories that are going to stand out from the event? Start with maybe on my screen, Simon, possibly, if that's okay.
Yeah, just the Arctic terns are always good value in Essex. You know, a nice flock like that in and out in the space of 3 or 4 minutes. Brilliant.
Yep, good. And yourself, Jerry?
I can't say a particular species at Hanningfield, but I think just the amount of bird song that we heard. It was sunny, it was bright, and we could see the birds in the trees as other people have had black caps chasing each other around on territories and trying to protect them. But the different songs and that were just fabulous, and it just was a lift to everybody, and to be a pleasure to be out on a walk on a Saturday morning. So it was excellent, to say the least.
Good.
Probably the best bird was the red-crested potchards that were around over there, of course.
Yeah,
To be very regular these days.
they're always fun to see as well, aren't they?
Now,
I don't really need to ask you, Ben, do I? We can skip you. Ben, what's been your most favourite memory from the weekend? I wonder. Other than the Hooper.
It's just quite a lot. It's really good weekend for birding at Raynham. The walk went great. Really happy with the walk, and we did so well with the species we had. Male red star, one of the best I think of the weekend. Jack Snipe is so hard at Raynham, and one has like been on show for 3 days, which is incredible. The spoonbills dropping in, spotted redshank on Friday, obviously the hoopoo today. I'd singing nightingale as well today, which is a really rare bird for Raynham by the Ken Barrett hide. Yeah, I think 105 species for the weekend just at Raynham.
Brilliant.
That's impressive.
good.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Raynham was #1 patch last time as well. So
yeah,
it's going to be #1 patch again this time. I can say that for certain, definitely. And that's really down to your efforts. You're obviously a good birder, good eyes, good ears, but you also put the hours in, and that's what a lot of we've said it before on the Birds of Essex shows. People that find birds don't just turn up and find them straight away. They put in hours and hours and hours, and it does show. Yeah, well done. Liz, what about you?
I've had a fantastic weekend. Loved it. Hard to pick out, one or two. Stone curlew, I guess, was one, and being able to get everybody in the group onto it. And I guess the coal tit this morning.
Yes,
unexpected.
Yeah, definitely. Steve?
Do you know? I don't know. I was going to say ringneck parakeet. That's rubbish, isn't it?
No,
I quite enjoyed
that was the most excited I saw you all weekend. To be fair, you were like, oh, getting pictures of it. Yeah,
I just don't see it. We just don't see them in North Essex very often. So,
where did you see that, guys?
Gunners Park.
Gunners, yeah.
Actually, I quite enjoyed like running around yesterday, looking at waders at Fingering. Oh, that was good fun.
Yep, definitely.
How about you? How about you then, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably for me, shorted owl at Wallasey, because I hadn't seen one this winter. So really pleased to see shorted owl and the Wimbrel as well. Again, nice to see Wimbrel and curlew next to each other, and for Jackie's picture as well that came through was really good. But I thought I'd leave the last word for best bird or best memory of the weekend to the New Society chair, Paul. So, what's been your best bird or memory from the weekend?
I mean, there's been lots of good birds, Matt. But I think for me the nightingales at Fingering Hoe Wick, because we had multiple birds there, it meant that all of our attendees of the walks got to hear nightingales, and you can see the joy in people's faces when they're hearing them, either for the very first time or remembering what they sounded like because they haven't heard them for nearly a year.
Yeah.
And some of our groups were lucky enough to actually see some of these elusive little devils flitting through the undergrowth. So I think that was probably the highlight. A close second was the summer plumage black-tailed goodwits at Fingering Hoe, especially when we were able to compare them with the barwit as well. That was a really good learning opportunity for a lot of, especially for the newer birders.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, I think also it goes without saying that you know, just the whole event has been such good. Oh, have we lost someone? Simon disappeared. Oh,
Simon's gone. Oh well.
Simon's had enough. Okay, bye,
Something
Simon.
you said.
He'll be back in a minute. So yeah, the whole event has just had such good camaraderie. You know, we've seen so many familiar faces, caught up with people, and met so many new people as well. So had so many.
Yes.
You know, we had some new members, people that have joined walks for the first time, people that have seen birds for the first time, seen lifers, or you know, learned something or heard something they've never heard before, as Paul was saying with Nightingale Song, for example. So just as an overall event, it's been really, really good. And I'd just like to thank everyone who's attended, everyone who's helped out, all of the staff at all of the centres, because they've been brilliant. They've been so good. Yourself, Steve, for being such a great companion for the weekend. You won't have to put up with me anymore for the next 2 weeks. You'll be pleased to know.
Do you know what? I'm going to miss you.
And it's just been great. It's been really good. Thanks to all the walk leaders as well, everyone on the screen here,
Yep.
and Simon, even though he's gone, and Neil and Mark. I think that's everyone, isn't it?
Oh, well done, Matt, because that was all the thanks I was going to give. So I've now.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, mate. No worries
There's
at
my
all.
Oh no,
list.
that's all right. Well,
I have interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
you know what? I'll be quiet now, and I'll let Jerry and Paul maybe say a few last words, and we have got a video to play out with.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to all you guys. I'm going to shut up.
I'll just
I think
Well,
reiterate.
don't,
you get
because
it, Matt.
thanks, Matt, as well, because you've been amazing. You've put together all these shows in the evening. You do a lot of work behind the scenes, and yeah, amazing. And also, thanks to Tina and Annette for
Oh yeah,
letting
definitely.
us go out birding every day for the weekend. So
Well,
I've seen
Tina came
more of
out.
you than I have Annette. So
Yeah, Tina came to a couple of the walks as well, actually, and she's enjoyed them. So we might be seeing more of her in the future.
Good, good.
Well, I can't add anything to that apart from just say thanks to everyone involved, especially the people around the table, around the screen here this evening, and also to the hundreds, literally hundreds of people that came along, members, as Matt was saying, new people, people that haven't been before, people that didn't know the society, and they found us on Facebook and other platforms, and they came along and thoroughly enjoyed the experience. And that's what it's really about, is to share our pleasures and our enjoyment with other people, and hopefully they get as much out of it as we do, and they come along and get more involved. So
Yeah.
well
Yeah,
done to you guys. You're the linchpins of it, to say the least, in every way, in putting the program together, in doing the walks, doing the leading, and obviously these programs afterwards. So fabulous job, guys. Well done.
It's a good team. It's a good team. It really is.
Yep.
And final word to Paul before we play out with the video.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just reiterate everything that you've already said. You know, it's been an absolutely fantastic weekend. I've spoken to existing members. I've spoken to potential new members. Everyone has spoken highly about the event and about all the effort that everyone's put in to put this together. And I don't think we mustn't underestimate the amount of planning and organisation that goes into this, and the marketing that Matt does as well, especially in making sure that people actually know the event's going to be taking place and where. All of the support that we get from our various venues, whether that's the Essex Wildlife Trust, the RSPB, or local authorities, because again, you know, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have those lovely locations to go to. So, you know, well done, everybody. I think it's been a really, really good effort from, you know, all of the team leaders, but also there's a number of other people that helped out during the event with their own local expertise for certain sites. And I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. So well done, and let's look forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. And a final quick thank you as well to Andrew Duquette, who the sightings portal, you know, every year he gets that up and ready and cleared and tested, so that we can all put our records on there. So huge thanks to Andrew for doing that, and for all his general work on the website. You know, it's a great website, and he's doing a lot of other stuff behind the scenes as well. So yeah, thank you.
Just a couple of quick comments.
Yes.
Just quick comments before we go. Missel thrush is a regular at Gallywood Common. It wasn't people who came on the walk. It was missile thrushes.
Ah, okay.
And Ben, it was your mum that sent the picture in, not your dad. So you can blame her.
I think it was both of them.
Well, you sort it out amongst them. But Elaine Swinney said that she saw Red Kite to add to the East Tilbury list this afternoon, and Steve missed it.
Nice.
And then quite a few people are just giving their thanks. Richard Chew, huge thanks to Steve, Matt, and all the other walk leaders for making the Big County Birdwatch such a superb and successful event again. And then Martin Gathercole, thanks everyone that's been involved, especially Mark, who bought cookies for his group. Yeah, all right.
Ah, yes.
And then a few people
thanks
saying,
yes, sorry, thanks to the SERG guys, the South Essex Ringing Group, didn't say thanks, and to George for the Kit Kats. Yes, sorry.
Exactly. And then Ron Colson, Susan Pembroke, and Julie Eggleton, basically saying thanks for the walks. And then and then David Chivers as well, saying thanks as well. So yeah, thanks to everyone and thanks to those people who have watched the shows every night and commented. It means a lot to us.
Yep, really good. Right, so we're gonna we're gonna say goodbye, mute cameras and stuff. I'm gonna try this video now. This video actually completed at about 7:26 tonight. I haven't had a chance to test it, so it's either going to work or it's not going to work. If it doesn't work, we'll just say goodbye and go, and if it works, we'll say goodbye and watch a video and go. So yeah, goodbye everyone. Thanks so much for such a great event. It's been really
cheers, folks. Thank you.
let me just find
also, just quickly, Birds of Essex will be back later this month.
No, next month.
One or the other.
Sorry, next month. You're right. God, I don't know. Good night, all. I'm going.
I think it's
Don't ever lie down, Steve.
End of May, 30th of May, something like that it's going to be, but we'll publicise that nearer the time. But yeah, we've been doing this month, so Birds of Essex isn't happening this month, but it will happen at the end of May. All right, that's lovely. Well done, Steve. Right, can we see a screen with a thing highlights? That's a good start.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Good start. Right, I'm going to mute the camera. Cheerio, everyone. It's been really, really good fun, and we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, night, everyone.
Bye.